100-mile coating of toxic algae forces postponement or cancellation of events all along the Ohio River, including here in Cincinnati and northern Kentucky.
That algae could turn your day on the river into a night in the emergency room. Local 12's Jeff Hirsch is live at the Four Seasons Marina in the East End to explain. Hi, Jeff.
Good afternoon, Cammie. Well, from Wheeling, West Virginia down to Louisville, recreation advisories are out because of, let's take a look down there at that layer of green goo. So if you are planning an outing on the river, you might want to think twice. The normally mighty Ohio is looking a bit nasty these days.
It's a little scary, to be honest. I mean, you kind of really see some of the young folks out still on the skis and stuff, and you kind of wonder about, what's going to happen.
A bloom of toxic algae is giving the river a green coating and a health warning. Directly drinking or even touching the algae can give you anything from a rash to the runs, stomach and intestinal problems, the river's revenge. You know, one of the great joys about this particular job is you never know from one day to the next what you might be doing. For example, I'm dressed to go to City Hall or the courthouse, and yet here I am alongside the river talking about this goo. That's okay, I'm prepared. I can go from suits to boots. But boots or not, the river debris clean sweep scheduled for September 26th in Boone County has been canceled, and the Great Ohio River Swim for September 27th has been pushed to October 10th. According to the Pollution Monitoring Agency, the algae bloom is caused by a combination of high heat, lots of sunshine, and low rainfall. That lack of rainfall slows down the river and keeps the algae from washing out.
And therefore the river flow is really low. It's well under a half a mile per hour, where we might see flows in the mile per hour range or higher, even 2 or 3 miles per hour if we get significant rain events.
Most Cincinnatians and northern Kentuckians get drinking water from the Ohio, but treatment plants clean the algae out, no problem there. But if you're planning an outing on the river, you might want to hold off.
I think I try and keep not to get exposed to it in the first place, so I don't feel the need to do that. But certainly if I was in the smaller boat or as I exposed to it, certainly I'd be making sure that, don't breathe it in, don't ingest it. I'm not swimming in the river at all.
The side effects from this are really more discomfort, annoyance than life-threatening. On the other hand, for the young, the very young, the elderly, and those with compromised immune systems, for anything, a big exposure could be a much bigger problem. One other bit of advice, do not let your pets down by the river to drink the water or play in the water. They're also at risk. Cammie, I know you do the river swim, which I think 30 years ago would have been incomprehensible, so you've got to hold off and see what happens. To borrow a line from Wicked, the musical, what will it take to degreenify the river? More rain. Live in the East End, Jeff Hirsch, Local 12 News, back to you.
Jeff, I have done it almost every year since they started it, and I'm told that they might try it again in October on the 10th, I think, so we'll see. But the good news is...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're so careful. I mean, they really do a lot of testing, and a few years back they had to cancel it. I think it was E. coli back then, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't get in it, nor would anybody else, if they tell you that the levels are unsafe. So that's the good news, is they do a lot of testing.
Yeah, they do test this stuff, and yeah, I mean, it's a precaution, but why take the risk?
I love swimming, and Rob's sitting over here and Tim's over here making fun of me, but it really is enjoyable as long as it's safe. Jeff, thank you for the report. And if you do want to learn more about the algae, including river quality test results, you can go to local12.com. Just click on the Get It button. It'll take you right there.
Or you could just not swim in it.